Can you get your case dismissed at a preliminary hearing? It might be possible. We're going to talk about that in this video. Hi everyone, Attorney Joe McPeak from Virtuoso Criminal and DUI Lawyers. So I want to start off my series on preliminary hearing strategy with what I think is one type of strategy at your preliminary hearing, to just get the charges dismissed. If your case is in this category, you and your lawyer might be feeling pretty good. You might think that you have a good strategy to get your case dismissed. In order to get the case dismissed at a preliminary hearing, the judge has to believe that there is no probable or sufficient cause to believe that you committed a crime. That is actually a really low burden of proof, but sometimes the government really can't make it out. Probable or sufficient cause basically comes down to, does the judge believe that there's sufficient evidence to hold the case over for trial? Not whether you actually are guilty, but whether or not there's sufficient reason to believe that you might be, such that it's worth putting in front of a jury. One thing that I always explain is, let's assume that all of the government's witnesses are telling the truth and they're all completely accurate. If you assume all of that, is it still not enough? And sometimes you have a case that's like that. Is it a case, for example, where you're merely present at the scene of a crime and they can't actually prove that you're involved in whatever crime actually happened? Is it the type of case where nobody actually identifies you as having done anything wrong? These issues that seem kind of cut and dry are probably the situations where you can get your case dismissed entirely at a preliminary hearing. I must caution you, these situations might be rare. Typically, prosecuting offices don't like to go to the trouble of filing a case if they think it's going to be dead on arrival the first time a judge looks at it. However, you should still talk carefully with your attorney about whether there's any likelihood that your case could get dismissed at a preliminary hearing. But just remember, the government's burden of proof is very low, okay? It's very low. And because of that, they more often than not make it. But that doesn't mean that you should lose all hope. We're going to talk about what to do next in our second video on preliminary hearing strategy in California.